In Victoria as well, we had a transgender athlete who's applied to join an Australian Women's Basketball League. Basketball Victoria is set to approve an application for the player to compete in the NBL 1 South Women's competition. And this always comes back to, Rita.
Well, that's been taken out of Basketball Victoria's hands now. Basketball Australia have stepped in, so they will make the decision. It's highly unusual, but this NBL 1 South competition, it's one level below the WNBL, so it's quite elite. And to have someone, again, male body identifying as female, wanting to play against young women, some of them as young as 15, 16, is causing all sorts of issues. But so many of these young women who are not happy about this do not feel confident talking on the record. They speak anonymously because they know the backlash that will come their way if they object. Andrew Bogut has been at the forefront of blowing the whistle on this, telling the women's stories. They trust him with it because they know he's not going to go to the league and say who they are. But this issue is critical, and it's just one of fairness. It's not about inclusivity, it's about fairness. Women and men are different, and when we pretend otherwise, it is women who lose out, particularly when it comes to sport. You cannot have someone who's got the advantages, biological advantages of male or going through puberty as a male, playing amongst women. And we saw that with Leah Thomas, the swimmer. There's now women coming out and saying what they felt and how upset they were. But when that story began, they would all speak anonymously because they would not only be absolutely smashed by the media, by the universities, but also by so many of their teammates. This is one of the sad things about this. There are a lot of women who should be taking a stand, a lot of female athletes who should be taking a stand, who have bought into this ideology. They are like turkeys cheering for
Exactly,
Christmas.
but it's up to individuals to speak up. It's up to individuals and parents to say, I'm going to speak up about this. We've had James, a California teenager, who started to sue the doctors who at age 13 cut off her breasts in a medical gender change she now bitterly regrets. Where were the parents, where were the teachers, where were the doctors speaking up at the time saying, whoa, hang on, not sure about this. And this is why it is so critical for you to speak up on behalf of the next generation, because seriously, no one else will. The sports authorities won't, the politicians won't, the media won't. It's up to individuals, James.
And, you know, we will see more and more and more of these cases in the coming years and decades as people, you know, under 18, you can't get a credit card, you can't enter a contract, you can't get married, you can't enter military service, you can't have a drink.
Can't get a tattoo.
Can't get a tattoo. But you can
lock your breasts off.
But you can go down this treatment path that is radical, that is not
irreversible.
That is irreversible, that's not reversible. And, you know, the fact is that for the majority of young people who have gender issues, the vast majority of them, in many, many studies have shown, turn out to be gay. Right? Gay or lesbian. And one interesting thing about this, or one thing that I've spoken to a lot of gays and lesbians about, is they're actually quite concerned that this means the erasure of gay and lesbian culture.
Absolutely.
Because what they're saying is that if you're same-sex attracted, you're actually a heterosexual trapped in the wrong body. That's essentially what's being said.
They're telling gay kids, there's something wrong with you, go and chop off bits of your anatomy.
It's weirdly, as we've said about this in so many other contexts, it's a very weirdly 1950s sort of doctrine.
It's worse than that. No, it goes way back. It's Marxism. It's butchering these kids so that they become fodder in the Marxist kind of agenda. That's what they're doing. You permanently, you take a kid and you mutilate them. That's not my word. That's the medical word that has been used to describe some of these operations. You mutilate a kid and they're yours for life politically because you're going to feel the grievance. You're going to feel something's been done badly to me. I've been oppressed. You know,
but what James talks about the 1950s, I think, is talking about those very stereotypical gender roles.
Yeah.
So if you were like me growing up as a young girl and you're a bit of a tomboy, you prefer to, you know, climb trees and play with dolls, that was fine when I was growing up. Now thank God I'm not growing up now, because they'd be wanting to put me on some sort of puberty blockers and transition me.
Absolutely.
It's perfectly fine to be a little boy who's feminine or to be a little girl who's not feminine. You don't have to change genders. And I have heard the same argument, James and Rowan, from gay people, that they view this as some sort of modern gay conversion therapy.
It's exactly what it is. It is the militant transgender agenda or ideology is homophobic to the core, it is sexist to the core, and yet it is adopted by the left.